Hello once again. It's us, but only us introducing something old.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. We're recording this in November. I like to imagine what I'm doing today. I'm going to guess floor bed. That's my big guess. That's what I think I'm doing right now. You're about to hear, folks, a rerun. By the way, I think that's one of the funniest things from Back to the Future is when Michael J. Fox says, "Oh yeah, I've seen this once in a rerun." And his uncle's like, his child uncle is like, "What's a rerun?"
It's such a good joke.
Funny
It is such a good joke.
Anyways, you're about to hear a rerun. What's a rerun? Well, I'll tell you. It's where we replay an episode because we're taking this month off. And this episode is a rerun of when our beautiful friend, Guy Branum, who, by the way, has brown hair.
According to Google Gemini.
Thank you to them. Came on for our pledge drive. And we chopped it up about all manner of things. But it's very funny. And we love having Guy on. He's one of our top angels.
Yeah.
And we know that you love when he's on the show, and we love when he's on the show. He makes our lives easy because he's like the funniest person I've ever heard of. And so I don't even have to use my noggin when Guy Branum's around. And I love that, baby. I love it.
Absolutely. One of the funniest, one of the smartest, taking care of all the noggin problems so that Lindy and Meagan can take a little nap.
Yeah. So get into it. We hope you enjoy. Again, question mark? I don't know. Maybe you never watched it on YouTube. And so this is new to you, in which case you're welcome.
I would suspect that many people didn't go watch the rerun. What's a rerun of the live stream that we did on YouTube? All 5 days of it.
What's a rerun? Why did he say it like that?
So good.
What's a rerun? Anyway, it's already devolving.
So this is probably new to you, I'm going to say, and we hope you like it because we loved it. And by the way, if you're Guy Branum, can you call us and give us an update on your legal situation?
If you're allowed to, question mark, because he talks about it in this episode.
We want to know what happened. The people are clamoring, so
give it a listen. Hope you enjoy, and be nice to people on airplanes, please.
Yes, this holiday season, please be nice.
Thanks. Nice. Pack your patience, okay?
I know you're upset about us taking a month off. I know you're seething, thinking of Lindy and Meagan just lying on the couch, watching Time Team under the electric blanket, drinking Pennsylvania Dutch until we're obliterated. But guess what? We've got something to ease your pain. It's a little number, a spicy little number from legendary Text Me Back Jingleheimer Robert of Tidings fame. Take it away, Robert!
Glocken, klangelt mein Wein gebraut, schönes deine Schlitten fahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Glocken, klangelt mein Wein gebraut, schön ist deine Schlitten fort im Winter, wenn es schneit. In meinem Feld der Schlitten wandelt durch den Schnee, über Wald und Wiesen und weiten großen See. Die Glocken klingen hell und machen alle froh. Was es für eine Freude ist, die gibt's sonst nirgendwo. Glockenklang, wird mein Wein gebracht. Schön ist deine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Glockenklang, wird mein Wein gebracht. Schön ist deine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Eines schönen Tages, das ging es los im Nu. Das kam Frau Fanny Bright vorbei und setzte sich dazu. Das Pferd war dünn und mager und hatte wohl kein Glück. Der Schlitten fiel auf einmal und was für ein Missgeschick. Hey, Glockenklang, hört mein Weite breit. Schön ist seine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Glockenklang, hört mein Weite breit. starting mit der Wenigkeit, Journey mit der Wenigkeit. Hey!
Oh, are we live? Oh, we did it.
We're live. We did it.
Oh my God.
I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Hello, and welcome to night 2 of the BBLs for BBW Pledge Drive. It's Text Me Back Podcast live. Across-
Sorry, I
across-
jostled my table.
Oh my God, being live is so stressful and hard. Okay,
It's so
somebody
hard.
put something in the chat so I know that people can see it. Now I feel much more comfortable. Hello, Aline. Nice to see you. If you're here, put your little namey poo in the chat and let us know where you are viewing this from. We hope you enjoyed last night with our friend Samantha Irby, who, oh, what a treasure.
What a treasure.
gem. Love her so much.
Samantha Irby, currently at the bottom of Lake Superior, eating
With
crab
a
dip.
big old tub of Amish crab dip, and shout out to her. You know what I mean? Tonight we have an equally illustrious guest in our friend, our beautiful friend, Guy Branum, who will be joining us just in like 2 seconds. First, we have some business to attend to. And you know what I forgot last night? Dude. we have
Almost
a freaking-
everything.
Almost everything. After I hung up on this podcast, I said, "Oh, we didn't say a word about half the shit we meant to talk about."
Yep.
And one of the main things I forgot is we have a BBW theme song, which was composed
God!
bespokely by Ahamefule Jeoluo, Czar of Sound Force, and we did not play it a single time last night.
We're
Get into
evil.
it. I know we are evil. This is erasure. This is Jingleheimer erasure.
It is.
So get into it.
Bubba business. Bubba business.
I love this one because it is so it's in conversation with Snake of the Week. The Snake
Yeah.
of the Week jingle, even though they're composed by two totally different composers.
Yeah.
They're like talking to each other.
Yeah, it's
which I
beautiful.
love.
It's
You
honestly
know?
beautiful. Yeah. They're of a piece.
Yeah. So before we let in Guy Branum, here's what we want to talk about. First of all, thank you again for joining us and watching this. And you'll note that the emo meter is still here. Right now I'm at overjoyed, and you want to know why? Because yesterday, 27 of you upgraded your membership from whatever it was to our highest one, to Freakaconda. And that makes me overjoyed. baby.
She's overjoyed, folks.
Overjoyed. Not just tickled.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Freaking overjoyed.
And
Delightful.
she-
And
She said she was never going to even get to overjoyed.
I freaking hate the emo meter so much still. Last night, by the way, my husband watched this. I didn't know he was going to watch it. I was like, you did? That's weird. How weird. No, it's great and very supportive. Last night he got into bed and he said, you were too hard on the emo meter. And I think he was like genuinely kind of mad at me.
I agree.
This is my son. I can talk to him however I want. You know what I mean?
Famously what you can't do with your kids.
I think you can emotionally abuse your crafted son. I think that's allowed. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you to all 27 of you who did that. We're hoping maybe we won't get 27 upgrades tonight, but maybe we'll get like a few new ones. If you have been on the fence about upgrading, please consider it. It really helps us a lot. There's like a lot of stuff we want to do with this show over the next rest of our lives.
Yes.
For the next 40 years, inshallah, I live that long. Including like maybe going on a little tour. What? Maybe doing more in-person stuff. Hello.
All right, we
You know?
really want to do a live tour. There's a couple of problems, specifically that I would say 98% of our fans are in Seattle,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
and then maybe 1% in Portland, and then 1% in Bulgaria.
Yes. Someone did message us to say that this time zone works perfectly for them because it's apparently noon in Australia. It's noon tomorrow in Australia.
Yeah.
And so they're like, this works perfect. And I was like, okay, shout out to Brisbane. What's good?
Okay, so we got 0.001% in Canada, 0.001% in Australia.
Uh-huh.
I know we've got some Eastern Seaboard people.
We do.
A couple of Midwesterners.
We have a lot of people in California, but you all are diffuse. You're not all in one place.
Basically, everyone in Canada is going to have to drive to, what's the center of Canada? Edmonton?
Girl, don't make me answer that. I don't know. Is it Montreal? Where's that?
That's more east.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
You're all going to have to convene. Same in California. We're all going to have to convene in Bakersfield.
Why'd you say Bakersfield?
Why'd you say Bakersfield?
Uncomfortable. Weird.
Okay.
So that happened yesterday. What will happen today? Should we let in our guest?
Let's let him in.
Let's see what happens. Here he comes. Is he there? Oh, Dan Branum!
Praise the Lord.
He did it.
Hello.
Welcome to Text Me Back podcast again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We know you're very busy in Hollywood. Much going on.
I saw that you already guest hosted a podcast today.
Yes. I'm just doing as many podcasts as possible. It's a media blitz.
Wow. I mean, what an honor.
Lindy, why do you have a tiara on?
Because it's our BBLs for BBW's pledge drive, guy.
Okay.
And
that's very exciting.
So I feel I have an obligation as a businesswoman to dress professionally.
I respect that. Dress for the job that you want. And the job that you want is 19 teens Doyen.
That's what we're working towards on this podcast.
You like my little bob?
Yes.
I have 2 rat tails in addition.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with them? Are you going to have Navi sex with them?
Yes.
Okay.
She's going to connect them to other people's rat tails sensually. Yes.
Yep.
Guy behind me here, just to explain, is our emo meter, or my emo meter. It measures my emotions. Over the course of this conversation, I may become upset. And if so, you'll see the red going down, potentially all the way down to aggrieved. But currently, I am overjoyed.
Oh, that's lovely.
That you're here.
That's
so I just
really
wanted
beautiful.
to share that.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to see you guys again. We've had lovely times together, and I feel like every time I see you, we are back in those times.
I think that you might be our most common guest, our most frequent guest.
Okay, it was asked, why don't I have a tiara on? Would you guys like me to wear a crown of thorns or a Washington senator's hat?
A crown of thorns.
Crown of thorns.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Yes. Okay, we did it.
Wow.
Okay, Guy Branum. Big week for Guy Branum. Not only are you hosting podcasts, I won't ask you which one is your favorite. That wouldn't be fair to the other podcasts. But you're also having drama on airplanes.
Yes.
And
also,
so
about favorite podcasts, I was going to be like, I never had an adorable weekend with Louis Vertel before, but I actually did. We went to Palm Springs and it was pretty lovely.
That sounds actually more fun than going to Seattle.
But yes, I had an adventuresome time on a Delta flight a week ago Sunday. I am a fat person who was getting on a plane, so I was scared. Yeah. And so I went and, went to the airport early and was like, do you have any other flights that are less booked? I did all the things that a good fat person does, other than stop being fat. And, but I sat down illegal. And it was a middle seat. I had purchased my seat too late, and I haven't worked as much since the strike, so I didn't fly business class. I was in Comfort Plus, and a man came down the aisle, and first he swatted at and then yelled at a lady because she was putting something in an overhead compartment too near where he was sitting, and he didn't think that was okay. And then she told him he was being peak white man, and he called her a Karen. Oh. And then, yes. And then he took all of that rage, and then he sat down and immediately just looked at me. And there's that moment where it's like, the thing about a fat person on a plane is you're justified being mad at them.
Yeah.
No one can say that you're in the wrong. And he was like, can you scoot over? And I was like, no, I am in the space that was assigned to me. And then he just elbowed me with as much force as his little old man body was capable of. And then I recorded it, and then I posted it on Instagram. And he
left a bruise, right?
Yes, he left a bruise, and I told Delta that he hit me. And then he was Delta Million Miler. And so he had like a text message for an in-charge lady, and the in-charge lady came. And did she deal with it like a situation where I had been hit? She asked me, are you okay? Would you like to press charges? Would you like medical attention? No. She said, she took him aside and discreetly talked to him privately. And then, before that, 2 people came in and walked past me, and you could tell were looking to see whether I was too fat, but were being very discreet about it. Well, first one lady, and then she got another man to verify that I was not too fat. Thank you very much, because I'm one of the good ones. That's not okay. None of this is okay. But it all just comes down to all that Delta asked me was, will you please delete the video that you have recorded where this man admits that he hit you?
Oh, my God.
And why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because she was concerned about me. She didn't want me to be upset by having that video that reminded me of the bad things that happened to me.
She would hate for you to be re-traumatized.
It might come up in your memories, you know?
Yes.
Okay, well, before we get into the discussion, I'd like to declare this one of our classic segments.
Yes.
Segment Pubes.
That's right. People using bad ethics and systems, or segment pubes. I believe this man is one of our top pubes. And we've talked about Donald Trump during this segment before. So that's really saying something. What a dick. What a dick. What a criminal dick.
Again, I've written about this before. I too, I've not been physically assaulted, but I have been verbally and emotionally assaulted on many planes. Well, I guess emotionally assaulted on many, verbally assaulted on a few.
Emotionally assaulted on all.
Yes.
And verbally assaulted on some.
And you say this in your video. Once again, I ask you, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Right.
I have to get from here to there. I guess we could argue about, when you buy a plane ticket, are you buying the travel from here to there, or are you buying the physical space?
Yeah.
I would argue you're buying the travel. I would also argue it doesn't matter. We don't hit people.
Delta never asked me for my physical dimensions, and we don't have a policy where men, in some, pay more than women for the travel, because we are, by and large, larger than women.
Yeah.
You know, it is a system that becomes, measurement specific only in very certain situations. Hey, can I actually tell a story about an American hero?
Yes.
Please.
One time I was flying, and I had a business class ticket, but I was flying back from Wilmington, North Carolina, and the little plane that was taking us from Wilmington to Atlanta did not have a business class. So they brought the other business class man and me. And the other business class man was the father of Derek, what's his name, from Dancing with the Stars, Derek and Julianne Hough.
Huff. Yeah.
Derek and Julianne Hough's father, a Republican politician from Utah and a high-ranking member of the Mormon Church, sat next to me on a very small plane and was clearly, like, it was not great for him that he was next to a fat person, and he was the most profound gentleman the entire time. And I am just waiting for a moment when I can say to Derek or Julianne Hough, your father was nice to me even though I was fat on a plane.
Oh, that's nice.
That's how they get you, the Mormons, first of all.
Yes.
I read lots of weird stuff on the internet,
Yeah.
and I just came across a thing. I think it was on Reddit, or possibly it's dark spawn Quora, but it was like a little post from a man, and he was like, I was at a concert, and I was all alone, and it was a crowded concert, and I got sort of stuck into this like corner next to this really fat man, and I'm not gay, but I just pressed my body against his, and I felt so much comfort. He doesn't know I was doing it, but I
think he knew.
I just loved getting snuggled by this fat man, and I think we should all appreciate. And I was like,
I understand fat people to have nerve endings that can feel other people touching them. Am I wrong about this?
Well, it was like so creepy, but then like so sweet in a certain way, but also so creepy. Please don't press yourself against me if you don't have to. But anyway, it just got me thinking about how I'd rather have that guy than
a violent million miler.
Yeah.
Well, I've always said the nicest thing is when you get on a plane and you're fat, and then an even fatter person comes and gets in your aisle, because it's like, we're just going to spoon our way to Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah. You know what I love is when a thin person gets on and then they lift the armrest without, they're just like, hey, I'm going to just,
because you want to know what happened on the other side of me? A French lady read the name of the rose in French the whole goddamn time. And when after I was done crying, like apologized to her en français. She was like, dude, you don't have to be the one to apologize. He should be apologizing to you. Yeah. And it was just in those situations. And like, this is the other part about it, is just when the Delta lady was being an asshole and the dude was being an asshole, like 6 people around me were like, this guy is the problem. He hit him, like everything. And then I cried into my eye mask, and then I pulled it off. And then I realized that of the people I could see, like 4 of them were watching The Devil Wears Prada. And I was like, this is feminism in action.
Yeah, like, this is allyship.
Women and queer people learning we have voices.
Yeah. Can I just say, like, so last week we had our friend Big Ron on, Ronald Young Jr. on, to talk about that Biggest Loser documentary that's on Netflix. And something Aubrey Gordon says in the documentary is that, you know, fat people, and I think this is true for like most marginalized groups, are at the same time hyper visible and invisible. And there's no place that you are more hyper visible than on an airplane, you know? And I think what pisses me off about it, and this is not some sort of like, you know, radical opinion or something, but because speaking of scrolling on Reddit, I got into all the Delta subreddits, and everyone's always complaining about everything about it. And normally I'm like, yeah, fuck the airlines, regulate the airlines, you know? But like, there's just been this recent surge of posts about people complaining about having to sit next to a fat person. And they're trying to just like win over the crowd by being like, he crossed over the thing and he was in my seat. Can't anything be done about this? And why don't they just buy 2 seats? And there's always a bunch of level-headed people in the comments being like, hello, I am fat. And I do very often buy 2 seats, actually, because I don't want to touch your stinking ass either. But because the airlines can double book the seat. It looks like just one person bought the seat. So sometimes the fat person will do everything right and buy the 2 seats, and the airline will still overbook it and give that second seat away. And if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at the airlines who shrank the fucking seats down so tiny that not even a straight size ass can fit in it. It's not the fat person's fault. They're cramming us in there like sardines. It doesn't have anything you know what I mean? And so it's just like, oh, let me just pour my outrage onto the person that's in front of me because the Delta CEO is not here. Right. And it just pisses me off. It's like you're losing sight of why this is happening, you know?
Because they're not actually mad.
Of course.
Because it's actually fine. You can sit next to a fat person for 4 hours.
Matter.
It's fine. And you're crowded no matter what. People just love recreationally to have a reason to abuse fat people.
Correct.
And when you showed your bruise on Instagram, Guy, which was a crazy bruise, all I could think about was that part in the movie The Whale where someone makes a joke that if they stabbed Brendan Fraser in the fat suit, it wouldn't hurt him because all of his organs are 6 inches in at least. And there is this idea that like fat people are sort of just big globs of trash that feel no pain.
Yeah.
Well, this is an issue for 2 reasons, Lindy. One is the notion that we can't feel pain and that it's not really affecting us in any way. And the other is that I easily could have throttled and choked that man. I could have broken him in 1,000 different ways. Like, he was an old guy with a potbelly who was 5'8". And it is just like, and like a guy at my gym was like trying to be sympathetic and was like, I saw your video. God, I would have like crushed that guy. And it's like, yes, I easily could have. But if I had, then we're both being thrown. Like the whole time I was just like, like so many people in our society right now, I understood that I was under scrutiny and that my rights could be easily taken away.
Yes.
They could throw me off of that plane just for being fat. And I was trying to stay on that plane so I could get back home so I could do my goddamn job the next morning. And like, that's all I was focused on. And I hate that this person is able to like be violent and just assume that there will be no consequences.
Well, yeah,
and then he was right. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he didn't have to face any. Yeah,
I feel like I see videos all over the place where like someone's kind of drunk and then they get thrown off because it's just like the pilot can just decide.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Physically attacking another passenger does not qualify as criteria to get thrown off.
But the thing is once he said I was fat, no one was talking about the fact that he had hit me.
Right.
They were just rolling into their procedure because they have a procedure for that and they understand. But as you guys were saying, like, there could be procedures in place. It could be that you buy a second ticket and you get to keep it. It could be that like they had the capacity to move things around. So you were sitting next to, the last time I flew economy or comfort plus, it was a 15-year-old next to me who laid his head down on my shoulder and he fell asleep and then his head fell on my shoulder and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah,
like anyone
it happens.
And then he went on Reddit and he made a post about you.
Like, it is possible to be perfectly fine and no less uncomfortable than anyone else there while having a pretty fat person next to you, but you understand that you are socially, like, it's okay to be aggrieved in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I always do? And I shouldn't do this, but I get obsessed on every flight if I'm sitting next to someone and they're on their phone. I always try to see if they're texting someone about me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like,
what's that?
I don't know if I would say anything, but like I might. I don't know.
Didn't this man also say, because you kind of got into it with him a little bit, and then he said, well, I'm on Weight Watchers.
my
You
God.
should do Weight Watchers or something
He's a
like
member
that.
of Weight Watchers.
Oh
and
my God.
Well, he was preaching the gospel to me, which goes back to the Biggest Loser documentary. That
Yes.
as long as they're trying
And
to save
as you'll
your
see,
soul.
I've been downgraded
Oh,
to
good.
aggrieved. I've been downgraded to aggrieved. I'm
That's
very
the
upset about
lowest,
this.
the
Yeah.
lowest level that you can go.
Please continue. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
The same way that, like, not wanting Jews in your country club pool, but only because you're trying to save their
Right.
souls, is good.
Well, you know what Ron said that I had not really ever thought about was like, it's obviously we all understand it's like, I'm not condoning it, of course, but it's like socially acceptable to bully and be mean to fat people. But it's only like a pretty recent addition to our list of people to bully. Like it's only like in the last 100 years that we decided that being fat is bad. It's like a new addition to the list of things that are bad and that we don't like about people, because like or it's like a cultural thing, like because there's other cultures where it's like a good thing to be big or whatever. And I just had never thought about that. But it's like once we decided that was true, we sunk our teeth right into that. We were like, yes. Like there's just nothing that this country, there's just like nothing this country loves more than having somebody that they can feel superior to. And it's just like fat people filled that void like so easily.
For my solo show, Be Fruitful, coming to San Francisco, October 20th, Portland, October 23rd, and the fine city of Seattle, October 24th.
Oh,
In it, I was trying to understand better the idea of like the moral panic around fatness, and I really hadn't realized that like it wasn't solidly until the 90s that the idea of obesity epidemic became real. And then there's this guy, Paul Campos, who is a law professor, and they let law professors publish on things that they should not be allowed to publish
They let them do
about.
whatever.
But he made a really cool argument that I'd never thought about before, that the lightning rod of the 1990s, 2000s fat panic was the morally corrupt and questionable Monica Lewinsky. That Monica Lewinsky, you couldn't talk about her without talking about the fact that she was fat and Jewish, because it was just like, she's she wants too much. She's morally questionable.
Yeah.
But it really is. Oh, and then I found another like academic who was basically arguing like, after 30 or 40 years of shifting civil rights, we all understand that we're in this uncertain place in America. But like Black and Latino and Pacific Islander bodies are fatter in some than white bodies. Women's bodies tend to be fatter than men's bodies. And in this way, fatness is this way of saying, like, essentially, there's someone worse than me. Like, I am here, I am safe in this space of privilege.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't, but as much as this country is demonic and insane, I still just kind of can't believe that happened to you. It's so crazy.
What
it's
about
so
the woman?
Crazy.
What about the woman that he swatted at? What happened with her?
She was further back, and I tried to find her when I got off, but I was looking for the little jacket she was wearing, and I couldn't find her. Like, that was my friend Aisha was just like, did you find that lady? But while I was waiting to report it to the gate agents, the gay guys who were behind me stopped to be like, here's our phone number. Here's our contact information. The woman who changed seats with him, she was like, here's my Instagram. Like,
that's nice.
People were like, because he was threatening to sue me as well. They were like, we witnessed this. We will be here for you.
Oh my God. Sue you?
Well, when I wouldn't delete the video.
That's not. Yes. We're going to 12B6 that right out of court. Failure to state a claim, babe. Come on, son. Wow.
Wait, do you want to, first of all, the gay guys behind you giving the phone numbers to testify, that's a meet cute, baby. Thing two, do you want to give people who haven't watched your story a little bit of closure about what happened? So the man was not kicked off, nor were you. What did they do?
Yeah.
So they just switched him with another woman, and then they offered that woman miles for having to sit next to a fat person.
Oh my God.
And then when I landed in LA, I kind of thought that the police would be there, and then they weren't. And then when we got off, the flight was delayed. I'll bet you money there was an insurance claim for that delay. And I would be fascinated to see what Delta said were the grounds for the delay. But when I reported it to the gate agent at LAX, and then he called over like a customer care representative, a Delta redcoat, like they were the height of professionalism, and they were like, this should have been reported there. It was very hard to file a police report because it should have been filed in New York, and you have to do that in person. But like they just the whole time were like, we don't understand why this happened. And then the redcoat kept saying, I think this is because he's a million miler.
Oh, gross.
And they were grossed out by it very reasonably. And it's like, I respect Delta Airlines. They've done good work for me. But if they're going to employ people like that, agent in New York, I don't know that I feel comfortable, using them as an airline.
Yeah.
I'm platinum. I'm platinum.
I mean, what? Well, first of all, if he's a million miler,
I was going to say, why isn't he in first class? Plebes and Comfort Plus.
Well, that's why he was pissed off at that woman, and that's why he was pissed off at me.
Right.
I'll bet you cash money he did not even pay for a Comfort Plus seat. I'll bet you he got an economy seat, and he thought he could bounce his way up straight to Delta One. And it was an LAX or a JFK to LAX flight on a Sunday evening. It's gonna be full.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this man? Have you found out, like, what does he do? Who is he?
Well, the thing is because they could not file a police report at LAX, they gave me his information. Though my friend Kristen did sleuth it out just from his photo, and like 2 days later was like, I have the details. And I was like, Kristen, I'm so sorry.
The dossier.
But, they gave me his phone number, his address, and his name at LAX. And so I have everything that I need to properly bring charges against. I have already filed a criminal complaint against him, and will be have to figure out. Megan, offline you and I can talk about where I should be looking for a lawyer, because my personal jurisdiction is not as up to date as it used to be.
Well, I mean, as my professor used to say, the long arm of the law reaches across state lines. So depending on, but you have to meet to get into federal court, you have to meet the like damages minimum, whatever it is. But I would say probably a lawyer. We could talk about, let's connect offline.
We'll connect offline.
This is so exciting. Am I in the Pelican brief? What is this?
Is this the Rainmaker? Do you have any hot Hollywood goss for us?
I just want to say
go ahead.
this is not the Pelican Brief because an interracial kiss is always possible.
Guy and I are going to kiss. Yes. He's going to fly to DC and we are going to kiss, but only Patreon subscribers get to see.
That's right.
This beautiful sort of cross-racial, across-gender, across orientation smooch. And it's going to be sexual. Okay? It's going to be hot. Get into it. Oh, you know what? That makes me happy. Hey,
but how happy is the question?
I'm going to say I'm tickled because I think that's the most sexual emotion. Is tickled.
I guess I was going to say mirthful, but I think you're right. Tickled is because it has a tactile nature.
There we go.
How are you? Are you okay? How do you feel emotionally? This is a horrible thing.
Sorry, I tried to jump into gossip. We should really check in with you.
I'm good, but the thing was, Lindy, what was interesting is I'm a gigantic white man, which means I so rarely have to feel physically threatened.
Yeah.
Which also means I so rarely have to deny feeling like that kind of stuff and be like, no, everything's fine. And like processing myself past that to just be like, a thing happened to you and that is okay.
Yeah. Do you feel a little bit like the white guys are under attack? I'm starting to feel that. Can I just say something? Because like, I'll say this. I don't care on a personal level whether or not Jimmy Kimmel has a TV show, right? Or I don't really care. Like, and I guess I technically don't. Although I do really love Stephen Colbert. I don't really care which white man has a show. But here's what stresses me out about it. It's that if they're attacking the privilege of the powerful whites, males, are we doomed, Guy Branum? Do you think?
I mean, I'm terrified left and right. Like to have state actors say, well, we're going to get you off air. And then
succeed briefly.
And then succeed briefly, but also to have corporations that are going to work with them, reminding us all that civil rights don't matter as long as, corporate entities and the state are working together to make fascism happen. I just want to say one thing. Good for fucking Taylor Tomlinson. The fact that the only woman in the game got the fuck out of there 4 months before all of this happened, I am proud and impressed.
I actually texted about that because, sorry, Lindy, I was just going to say really quickly because, I'm not in the Hollywood game, so I don't really know what's going on. But I heard she was leaving her show, and I was so confused by that because in my mind, I'm like, what could be better than? I don't understand how having your own television show is the apex of success. And so I texted you to be like, why would this happen? But it turns out having your own television show really, there are other things where you could make more money and have more freedom and do something like much like Text Me Back podcast, do something that like you really like your heart feels good about. And having a TV show is not always in line with your values. And I was like, of course. I never thought about it like that.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt this beautiful train of thought, actually. No, I just really wanted to interject that since we've transitioned into talking about Jimmy Kimmel and specifically the president, Donald Trump, trying to destroy Jimward Kimball, that's a normal news, baby.
It is. Hang on. It is a normal news. Normal news. Let's talk about the news. So I guess it's just like, well, look, I just feel like everything to say about this has already been said a million times. But it's just like, these guys have been pretending they care about free speech for the last 15 years or whatever. And in their mind, getting your Twitter account banned is the same as the government censoring your speech. That's what they've been saying this whole time, that their speech is being censored and it's a First Amendment violation. And like the crime is they got banned on Twitter or whatever. And now here you have literally the literal actual government saying, in the case of Stephen Colbert, saying, we will not approve this merger. Yeah. I mean, we don't know this for sure, but it's pretty obvious this is what happened. We're not going to approve this merger unless you get rid of this man who's hurting the president's feelings. And then they did. And then Paramount or whoever, Viacom, whoever, said, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And they did, which is, again, this might just be my naive understanding of Hollywood, but it's like, does this man not have the highest ratings of all of the late night? So it's clearly not a business decision. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Is it just a symptom of how every industry has been hollowed out?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
No, 100%. Like it is a dying day part. My question is for those Southern affiliates, the Sinclair affiliates. once you destroy the little broadcasting that's left and getting ratings, what's the value of these FCC licenses you're so proud of?
I don't get it in the bigger markets because Sinclair owns the ABC station here in DC,
okay,
and they own the ABC station in Seattle.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, the fuck are you going to show at 11:30? Fucking copper socks infomercials? And, like, what is that going to pay
They're going
anybody?
to show reruns of the Charlie Kirk Memorial?
They pulled it. Remember, they were like, we're going to show the Charlie Kirk documentary at the time that Kimmel's supposed to air. And then 10 minutes before it was supposed to air, they pulled it. You want to know why? And again, we don't know this for sure. It's because you cannot make a documentary about that person and have anyone normal walk away from that thinking he's a good person.
Yeah.
That's why they had to pull it. Sorry. I wish I hadn't said that because next time you see me, I'll be in the wellness camp. But like... they were like, it was like Charlie Kirk in his own words. And then they were like,
his words were bad.
his words were some of the worst ones.
But that's what we liked about him.
Oh, damn.
I mean, having an authoritarian system where one person decides what the law is, who is a person who doesn't understand how law works, is like really upsetting and frustrating. I do want to jog back to Are the Men Under Attack? And I would just like to say that I think a good measure to heal this situation is to just let them have their peptides. Let them have their proteins and their peptides and men's wellness, and just accept that they have venues that are ours, and we get to protect and hold those things, and that's okay for their lives. Because I do think they are just uncertain about where they fit and lashing out little tantrums or what they got.
Yeah. Can I complain about one more thing about this? Unfortunately, it's about the Democrats. I'm so sorry. But like, okay, so this whole thing happens with Kimmel, and Hakeem Jeffries, who's the Democratic leader in the House, puts out this fucking statement that's like, Donald Trump bullied ABC into taking Kimmel off the air. And it's like, why, of all of the ways to frame this, would that be what you picked? First of all, on balance, maybe more presidents should bully more companies. I think I'm actually in favor of that, if we're being completely honest. Something to think about, because if we're going to be for real, ABC should have never been able to consolidate that many companies under one umbrella. So maybe if a president had bullied them in the past about this, we wouldn't be in this mess. So there's that. But also, Trump did not bully ABC. ABC agreed to do this. Like, the FCC threatened ABC, and then ABC acquiesced to the threat. That's not getting bullied. That's complying with a request. Yeah. Nobody, like, and also, who gives a shit if somebody bullies a corporate entity? Fuck them. What are you talking about? God, I was mad about that. I have been wanting to get that off my chest for like 5 days. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean, it is the thing of, like, the president does need the capacity to be able to coordinate with businesses and make requests in that way. You should just have businesses who can say, hey, that's a speech matter, and we want the speech on our network to be good, so fuck you.
Fuck off.
But not worrying, coming to a point where there has been such consolidation in media that no one's concerned about making anything good. They're not making anything right now. They're just existing off of their libraries and making money off of their libraries. And I also think, like, I don't know how much of a reaction there was, but the fact that we had real-time voting in the form of canceling your Disney Plus, which I found to be a relief because I cannot remember what happened on season 1 of Andor, and just sort of accepting, instead of watching all of season 1 and season 2 of Andor, why don't I just say I'm giving up Hulu?
I'm over it.
Megan, mute me. Don't cover your ears. Season 2 of Andor is so good.
I'm sure.
Good. It doesn't take that long to rewatch season 1. It is so good. And also, I think that the recaps they show you are probably good enough. And Megan, don't listen. You should watch it. I'll send you a pirated copy.
I have 2 more months of Disney Plus before it goes away. And also, I now have to pay twice as much for Disney Plus. And so maybe this was just a swindle they were doing the whole time.
I think so.
If they were just doing the sting on me, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I was on the verge of canceling my Hulu Plus, and then I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll wait for the rest of the episodes of Only Murders in the Building to come out, and then I'll cancel it after that. And then they brought him back on the air, and I was like, whew, phew. Love to see what Steve Martin and Marty Short are getting up to these days.
I don't have a coherent thought here, but something has been driving me silently insane that it's so big and confusing that I actually, maybe what I'm asking is, can you guys articulate this for me?
Yeah.
But maybe that's narcissistic. I don't know. But way back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, I personally was involved in a firestorm of accusations of chilling free speech because of my writing about comedy. I was told that I was violating comedians' free speech by saying like, hey, maybe make fun of raping us less.
Yeah.
And they all said that. And then those people, I watched them and they morphed into like the Gamergate people and the Joe Rogan people and then the MAGA people. And now they're the people that are like, it's good for Jimmy Kimmel to be removed. And I think that I've gone crazy from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
fair.
okay. You know?
When it comes to actual formal speech regulations, when progressives like came to points of saying like, this speech is tantamount to violence and it, should not be permitted on campus or whatever. I was always like, you don't want speech regulations because at the end of the day, you're not going to get to like who decides what speech is regulated or not. Like, and it is the very hard situation of hearing things like, there was a Republican member of Congress who was like, he has a right to speech. He does not have a right to employment. And it's like, these are things that we were saying, 7 or 10 years ago about some person who had done blackface, like Jimmy Kimmel.
Who famously did do that.
And the thing is like, networks have always made choices about what would be on air and not on air. And like network, hosts have always avoided some subjects because they understood that it was something that could get them fired. But criticizing the president should not be one of those.
Or just restating what happened in the news in Jimmy Kimmel's case. You know what I mean? It's like,
But it is this galling thing of like, what does everyone think free speech is and what is it supposed to look like? And I think, the work that has been done over the last 20 years to upset some of these sad tropes of what comedy is, like, fat, like people get to behave about fat people on a plane because 20 years of shitty 80s comics lasting through the 2000s told jokes about, the fat person on the plane. And these jokes become tropes of our society. And like, good work was done to upset them. And that was, I like speech.
Speech is fun.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Liked having the speech.
Lindy said something once a long time ago that I literally think about all of the time because I think it's like just truly one of the smartest things you've ever said.
Was it pee pee poo poo?
It was pee pee poo poo in my diaper.
Mommy hungry?
Yeah. That's so interesting that you remember that. No, it's just this thing that comedians do where like a certain type of comedian will do where it's like, they get very almost lusty about the First Amendment, right? Like I have the right to say whatever I want. And so on the one hand, comedians want you to believe that the right to free speech is the most important thing because what they do is so important that it must be protected at all costs. And then the flip of that is when you say what you've said has harmed someone, or in some cases, what you've said has helped elect a fascist. Yeah. And then that same comedian will say, I think you're giving me too much credit. It's not that serious. So which the fuck is it? Is it so important that we all have to die for your right to say it? Or is it not that big of a deal? It's like they kind of, and I just think about that all the time because to this day, people are still, I just saw this dynamic come up when Mark Maron was on Howie Mandel's podcast. And he's like, you won. It's hack. You don't have to keep talking about how much you hate trans people. We get it. You won. They're under the bus. Move on. Talk about something else. And Howie Mandel's like, well, I really don't think comedians have that much power. Which is it? Which is it?
Part of what's making me so insane right now is I'm like, we already had this whole conversation over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But in the other orientation, You guys said that I was crazy, and all the people saying the same. It's just like I don't know. I don't know how to even. I mean, you know what? I do know how to navigate it. It's called video games and sleeping.
Yeah.
I can't.
I do worry though about self-care getting us to a point. Like, I mean, did you guys watch I'm Still Here? Like,
Which one was that?
That was the Brazilian movie about her husband gets disappeared and then she becomes a lawyer to try to fight to at least get proof of her husband's death.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like we've turning into that person from like a South American movie from the 80s who's just like, we're having a dinner party and we're educated. And none of us will get disappeared. And then one of them gets disappeared, and just sort of not going to that place where, you know, where we understand our continued public responsibility. Because if we just look down and say, well, I have my space and my money, like, I'm fine. It'll get much shittier than it already is now. And like, let's just say that until the end of 2025, we are all allowed to just focus on sleep hygiene, baby, sleep hygiene. And then 2026, we have to make it at least slightly harder for Trump to rule by fiat.
Yes, slightly.
If anyone would just tell me where JD Vance is going skiing, I would love to go stand on the street and yell at his car. I just
with a big old sign.
I don't have access to that.
Poo-poo.
Yeah, pee pee poo poo, mommy hungry for freedom. I don't have access to that information, and maybe that's just an excuse. I'll join at my local Indivisible chapter. Actually, I already did, and I get their blasts.
Their blasts, their democracy blasts.
Yes.
Guy, we're coming up to the end of the hour. I don't want to kick you off because I love talking to you so much. This is always so fun.
I love talking to you.
And also, yes, someone just said in the comments, the tone shift tonight versus last night. Last night, Sammy was on talking about, I got bad news for Gretchen Whitmer. We're never going to elect a woman. And tonight we're like, free speech. However, this is a fundraiser.
Last night, Sam said she was going to fuck a Wolverine.
She did. Yeah, she certainly did. Yeah. Your thoughts?
I'm not going to fuck any Wolverine.
I would just like to say, I would just like to ask, why is it in these times so important to support independent productions such as Text Me Back Podcast? If you have any thoughts about that.
I mean, the civil society is what this country has if everything else is gone. Like, you can't hold the people down who have, like, speech and spirit. And this show is the speech and spirit of so many people. Right. You guys, I watched the Lilith Fair documentary on Hulu. So much weeping. But what it was women getting together and teaching each other through supporting each other that they had power. Watching, like, when the Indigo Girls show up and explain to Jewel, we could just sing each other's songs with each other. You're like, yes. And your podcast is us singing each other's songs together. And it is the strength of America in a, you know, magically wrapped up in a tiara.
Honestly, I agree with you. I think that's right. I think that's really right.
It does feel like all the institutions are crumbling and devolving into trash. So what we have is the old DIY spirit, you know?
The thing is that these are institutions too. Rogan is an institution. And like, I went to the House Dems messaging conference again this year, and they were like, how, you know, it's always like, how do we get a Joe Rogan to the left? And it's like, fucking do Lost Culture
Subscribe to Text Me Back Podcast.
Subscribe to Text Me Back Podcast. Come be on Text Me Back Podcast. Like,
certain members of Congress are begging to be on Text Me Back Podcast.
Good. I went to the Minnesota State Fair, and fucking Angie Craig, who's not doing well in the Senate race, was a little prickly about letting me do a video where I asked her questions about fair food. And I'm like, lady, you should be more excited about this.
They're just so, I don't know. We don't have the time to get into the Democrats, but they're just so, you know, it's just like, it's hard to get excited to vote for someone who's ashamed of who they are. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and this whole thing of, oh Lord, we really don't have the time. But now the fucking savvy bros of the Times op-ed page are saying, oh, we should just run pro-life Democrats in red states. Dog, the only thing Democrats have going for them is that they support abortion rights. That's pretty much it. And what you're saying is, let's get rid of it, even though there is literally no evidence to suggest that running pro-life Democrats in red states would work. And the reason that there's not is because it doesn't. It doesn't
Also,
work. That's why there
also,
aren't any.
they're not even that good at supporting abortion rights because, like, I don't know, a thing that I always say when I go make speeches at Planned Parenthood or whatever is that part of how we got here is that for my entire lifetime, the Democrats have been like,
Ooh,
we're
it's
sorry.
gross.
We know it's
Ooh.
gross and bad, and we know that it's kind of murder,
And also,
but
like,
is it
everything
okay?
we believe in is also really stupid and bad too.
Exactly. Like, I feel
So-
like it transfers to all the other issues. Like, everything comes from this like cringing place of apology and compromise, which is not appealing. Whereas then the Republicans with the most homogenous, unified voice can come and be like, there's no climate change. And you know what? You're right. And all the stuff
Also,
that scares you, that's bad.
Literally heiling Hitler at an inauguration event. And everyone's like, well, what can you do? How will the Democrats respond?
They took the climate change playbook and they've applied it to everything.
Yeah.
What? That's not there. Heiling Hitler? That's not there. Like, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then the Democrats just like, they lurk in the middle and it's crazy. Just say anything. You can't say anything. Say one thing. Thank you. Text Me Back podcast, the only institution we need.
That's
I
so
agree.
true.
Well, no, don't make us do it all. We want other ones too.
And libraries and public libraries.
Yes. Those ones are good as well. Guy Branum, we hate to see you leave, but we love to watch you go. We love that juicy ass. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to hide you, and you're going to disappear, and you're welcome to leave or keep watching this. But I'm so sad. And next time we see you in person, we are going to French.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
I want to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Please.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
We love you. So sweaty from that conversation. Oh,
I know.
So hard to live stream these days. They don't tell you about the sweat.
Guess who just came in the dog door? Barry.
Was it a bat? Oh, it was Barry.
No, it was my son.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this live stream. It's true. It was a big vibe shift, but I love talking to Guy so much. He just scratches an itch in my brain that I just love. He's so smart and he's such a beautiful gem. The king of our hearts, Guy Branum, the people's prince.
I sometimes go 6, 12, 18 months without seeing Guy Branum in person. And I don't like that.
I don't like that for anyone. Now look at that. I never went below tickled today. Well, actually, no, I was aggrieved during Guy's story, but that was, I believe, was justified. Emo meter, my enemy. Hello.
If you're a criminal justice lawyer, an assault lawyer, get in touch because maybe Guy needs you.
Yeah,
your services.
Is
that who does that? Who does that?
It's just like a plaintiff's attorney.
Are you a plaintiff's attorney?
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed this convo. Lots of laughs, lots of not laughs, lots of thinking.
A huge brained episode tonight.
Big time brains.
You can always tell when the episode is big brained because here's what happens to me.
I just get really sweaty. I'm so sweaty.
I cease talking and
You're just horrified. Horrified by my anger.
No, I'm a sponge and I like to learn. I love when you guys talk lawyer stuff. I just want to soak it up.
Did you like when I said 12B6? You got some Civ Pro numbers in there for you?
Meagan, I got so platonically horny when you said that series of letters and numbers that I already forgot.
Okay, thank you for tuning in. We love you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who upgraded their subscription today.
So sweet.
Thank you to everyone who became a subscriber for the very first time. We hope to see you in the Discord. I know the Discord can feel a little overwhelming at first, but it's like, it honestly is like the best way to stay in touch with Lindy and me. We both, I lurk. Lindy is like pretty active. If you want to just like be in a normal conversation with New York Times bestselling author Lindy West, you should get in the Discord. She's obsessed with it. She's like parasocially obsessed with everybody that's in there. It's unsettling.
I try to keep up.
Oh, Kitty wants to know my lipstick. Kitty, this is, I don't know if you can see. It's NARS in the color Cruella. Enjoy.
That's beautiful.
It's one of my favorites ever. And by the way, earlier someone accused me of Selena Gomez erasure because I didn't mention her in Only Murders because she's not that good at acting and she's not why I watch the show. But I will tell you this Rare Beauty. And that is a good makeup brand. And that is a Selena Gomez makeup brand. And she is not paying me to say this.
I wish she was.
Get your ass, get dad ass to Sephora and get you some Rare Beauty.
If you're Selena Gomez, I do think that you're good at acting. And you should pay me to promote your makeup.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. If you missed the start of it or if you missed it entirely,
great news.
It's there. It's under lives. It's under the lives tab, as was last night's episode. So check it out. And if you haven't already, patreon.com/textmemacbad so that we can keep making the podcast forever. Now get this. I'm not signing off until I do it. Mwah. And now I'm hanging up on the podcast. Although I don't see where, I found it. You know why I always say hang up? Because the icon on here that says leave has a telephone on it.
Yep.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Logging off. End session for all.
Schön ist eine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. In meinem Feld des Schlitten fahren wir durch den Schnee. Über Wald und Wiesen, vorbei am großen See. Die Glocken klingen hell und machen alle froh. Was es für eine Freude ist, die gibt's sonst nirgendwo. Glockenklang, hört mein weit und breit. Schön ist eine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Glockenklang, hört mein weit und breit. Schön ist eine Schlittenfahrt im Winter, wenn es schneit. Eines schönen Tages, das Jingles los im Nu. Das kam Frau Fanny breit vorbei und Sätze sind dazu. Das Pferd war dünn und mager und hatte wohl kein Glück. Der Schlitten fiel auf einmal was für ein Missgeschick. Hey, Glockenklang, hört mein weit und breit. Schön ist eine Schlittenfahrt im Winter,